On January 26, 1692, Massachusetts received news of a devastating January 24th attack on York, Maine, where 50 English were killed and 70 to 100 of them were taken prisoner by a combined force of French and Wabanaki soldiers. During the attack, York minister Shibiel Dummer was killed and his body was mutilated.
Welcome to Salem Witch Trials Daily. I'm Josh Hutchinson.
And I'm Sarah Jack. Today we examine the life of the notorious Chief Justice of the Salem Witch Trial Courts, William Stoughton.
William Stoughton was born in 1631 or 1632 in England. His parents were Israel Stoughton and Elizabeth Knight. When William was an infant, he migrated with his parents to Dorchester, Massachusetts. He graduated from Harvard in 1650 and then served as a minister in Sussex, England for a time, while earning a master's in divinity from Oxford University.
In 1662, he returned to Dorchester, Massachusetts as a merchant. He was first elected to the General Court of Massachusetts in 1671.
During King Philip's War, he worked as a commissioner for the United Colonies, and he became a judge on county courts.
During 1676 to 1679, he worked as a colonial agent in London to preserve the Massachusetts Charter and its borders.
After he returned to Massachusetts from London, he was appointed major in the Suffolk County Militia. And then he temporarily served as the deputy president of the Council of New England under President Joseph Dudley, his friend and business partner. And this was effectively the lieutenant governor slot in the Dominion of New England, which governed Massachusetts and other New England colonies. In 1686, the Dominion included the Massachusetts Bay Colony, Plymouth Colony, New Hampshire, Maine, and even part of Rhode Island.
He served in this role in 1686 and then continued on under Governor Sir Edmund Andrews' council and worked as a judge during the Dominion.
In 1690, he was one of the commissioners from Massachusetts who went to New York to plan what would be a disastrous expedition to take Quebec from the French, which we talked about yesterday when we spoke about Governor William Phips and his disastrous military command of this Quebec expedition. In 1689, Sir Edmund Andros was ousted from his governorship by a crowd in Boston after they had got word of the Glorious Revolution in England, where King James II was replaced by King William III and Queen Mary II. This Glorious Revolution happens, the Dominion of New England gets dissolved, and Stoughton, because he's tainted by his association with the hated Dominion of New England by Massachusetts residents, they did not like having Governor Andros over them. And Stoughton's tainted by his connection to working for Andros. So they don't elect him to Massachusetts office in the interim government that happened between 1690 and early 1692. So he's not elected to another job. He gets the lieutenant governor job in 1692 because Increase Mather basically appointed him by recommending him to the king. And he gets a commission that comes with the new charter, which arrives May 14th, 1692.
When Governor Phips appoints William Stoughton as the Chief Justice of the Court of Warrior and Terminer in May of 1692, Stoughton already had witch trial experience. He would have been serving during the 1681 trial of Mary Hale of Boston, and the 1683 witch trial of Mary Webster of Hadley, and the 1683 witch trial of James Fuller of Springfield. We're not sure, but it's possible he was involved in the case of Elizabeth Morse, who was convicted by the Court of Assistants in May of 1680, but reprieved 3 times and eventually released to house arrest. Stoughton was an assistant at that time.
William Stoughton never married and never had children. He had only one sibling, a sister, so he did not have a lot of family in Massachusetts.
He worked as the acting governor of Massachusetts from the death of Governor Phipps in 1695 until his own death in 1701.
We will discuss his infamous actions in the Salem Witch Trials as we go through the day-to-day activity of the courts. And tomorrow we'll be back to discuss Minister George Burroughs, who was accused of being the ringleader of the witches in 1692.